Thank you, Vice Chair Klobuchar, members, distinguished witnesses, grandparents, parents, and scholars. Thank you for being here. Let me begin by noting, through the title of this hearing, Vice Chair Klobuchar and her Democratic colleagues acknowledge that Washington does not have a one-size-fits-all solution to every problem that Americans face. Yesterday marked the 100th anniversary of the beginning of World War I, when Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia. The Great War disrupted the supply of immigrant labor to the American industries. In what became known as the Great Migration, hundreds of thousands of African Americans moved north to fill these positions. July 2nd marked the 50th anniversary of the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which outlawed discrimination in public accommodations and employment based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. Through this act, both Democrats and Republicans sought to close the opportunity gap generated by racial prejudice and segregation. Over the last half-century, there has been substantial progress narrowing the opportunity gap for African Americans. 50 years ago, less than 25% of African American adults had a high school diploma. Today, more than 85% do. And there has still been a five-fold increase in the percentage of college graduates. Inflation-adjusted median family income for African Americans has nearly doubled. The percentage of African Americans living in poverty today has fallen by more than a third, and the percentage of children living in poverty has fallen by nearly half, but much, much more needs to be and can be done. Nevertheless, the opportunity gap for African Americans remains substantial. Much of what remains of the opportunity gap is caused by a lack of education and job skills needed to prosper in today's economy. The surest route to prosperity for every American is a good education. For poor African American children raised by single mothers in rough inner-city neighborhoods, a good education, as Thomas Sowell argues, is their greatest chance at a better life. America has many great public schools with excellent teachers that provide them with outstanding educations. Unfortunately, America also has failing public schools with struggling teachers, many of which are in inner cities serving poor children. Economically prosperous families can avoid sending their children to failing public schools by either moving to a different neighborhood with good public schools or enrolling them in private schools. Prosperous families always have school choice. Until recently, more families in inner cities had no choice. Their children were forced to enroll in the assigned public schools, even if they failed to provide a good education. Over the past decade, however, the public school monopoly for the poor has begun to change. Some governors and legislators working with parents have developed new and innovative approaches to provide all parents, regardless of their income or wealth, with choice for where their children are educated. The choice movement has taken a number of different forms: charter schools, vouchers to attend private schools, and privately funded scholarships to attend private schools. One of our witnesses today is Eva Moskowitz, the founder and chief executive officer of Success Academy, a charter school system in my own state of New York. She has overseen the expansion from one school in 2006 to 22 schools serving 6,800 students. I understand soon to be 32 schools serving many more students. Her students are largely from the poor minority family. One of the interesting statistics is that these students score in the top 1% in math and the top 7% in English language arts in state testing. Americans are a generous people, willing to help the poor through government-funded assistance programs and providing charities. But Americans are also a practical people. We want our safety nets to be temporary, helping able-bodied working-age people to move from poverty to middle class and beyond. We don't want our safety net to trap the poor in a multi-generation cycle of dependency. Another witness today is Dr. Aparna. Martha has identified what local initiatives in social welfare programs can actually lift women, especially African American women, out of poverty and making economic growth even more inclusive for the poor. She has argued for streamlining existing programs in order to improve transparency about the implicit tax penalties associated with each program. Ms. Murtha, Dr. Murtha, will offer members important lessons on how to restructure our existing anti-poverty programs, improving the lives of current beneficiaries while providing a better value for the taxpayer. I look forward to their testimony. Thank you all again.
Thank you, Representative Hanna. We've also